Join me as I dive into the latest news and try to figure out if Trump's decision to pause tariffs on Mexico and Canada is a game changer or just a political move. In recent days, we've seen a significant shift in the trade landscape between the U.S. and its North American neighbors, with major implications for the future of tariffs between these nations. The threat of tariffs on Mexico and Canada has been looming large for quite some time, driven by concerns over immigration, trade deficits, and national security. From the American side, the primary concern has been the influx of undocumented immigrants crossing the U.S.-Mexico border, with many arguing that Mexico isn't doing enough to prevent this. On the other hand, Mexico and Canada have been vocal about their opposition to tariffs, warning of devastating economic consequences and promising to retaliate with tariffs of their own. One of the major flashpoints has been the U.S.-Mexico border, where tensions have been running high. The U.S. has been pushing for Mexico to do more to stem the flow of migrants, while Mexico has been resisting what it sees as unfair pressure. This standoff has led to a very real possibility of tariffs being imposed, which would have significant implications for trade between the two nations. As the situation continued to escalate, many were left wondering just how far things would go. Would the U.S. really follow through on its threats, or would a last-minute deal be reached to avoid the tariffs? The uncertainty was palpable, with markets and businesses alike holding their breath as the situation unfolded. Moving on to the border deals that seem to have influenced Trump's decision, one of the key agreements reached was Mexico's commitment to deploy its National Guard to the border to help stem the flow of migrants. This was a major concession on Mexico's part, and one that the U.S. had been pushing for quite some time. Additionally, the U.S. and Mexico agreed to work together to address the root causes of immigration, such as poverty and violence in Central America. The deal also included provisions for the U.S. to expand its ability to deport undocumented immigrants back to Mexico, which had been a point of contention between the two nations. Mexico, on the other hand, secured a commitment from the U.S. to invest in Central American development projects, which could help to reduce migration flows in the long run. The implications of these agreements are significant, as they represent a major shift in the way the U.S. and Mexico approach immigration and border security. By working together, the two nations hope to create a more secure and more humane system for handling migrants, while also addressing the underlying issues that drive immigration in the first place. The moment of truth came when Trump took to Twitter to announce that he would be halting the tariffs on Mexico, citing the breakthrough deals reached with Mexico as the reason for his decision. This was a significant about-face, given the warnings and threats that had come before. So, what's behind this sudden change of heart? Is it a genuine attempt to find a solution to the immigration crisis, or simply a cunning political move to avoid the economic fallout of tariffs? The significance of Trump's decision cannot be overstated. By holding off on tariffs, he's avoided a major trade war with two of the U.S.'s closest neighbors, which could have had far-reaching consequences for the global economy. At the same time, the deals reached with Mexico represent a major step forward in terms of cooperation on border security and immigration. That's it for today's video, folks. Thanks for joining me as we delved into the latest news on the U.S.-Mexico-Canada tariffs. If you've got thoughts on this development, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And if you're looking for more content on trade and politics, be sure to check out my other videos for more in-depth analysis.